Hey everybody, and welcome into another edition of Inside Pitch here at the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. I'm Ben Frederickson alongside Jeff Gordon, and today, Gordon, we're going to take a little bit of a break from Cardinals baseball and talk baseball in general. The Cleveland Indians are coming into town for an interleague series. That means they will not be able to use their DH, but there's more conversation now than probably ever before about Major League Baseball getting to the point where it's going to make a decision. And that decision is to stop having one league operate with a DH and the other not. I think it's leaning toward going toward both leagues having the DH, but there seems to be a lot of momentum for picking one or the other. I know this bothers a lot of Cardinals fans. This is a hot topic in NL cities. Where do you stand on it?
Well, I grew up in American League City. I grew up watching Al Kaline get the 3,000, no more, just 3,000 as a DH. But I did move to a National League city eventually, and I really just came to appreciate the National League game. Of course, a lot of that is if you watch Whitey Herzog, you watch Tony La Russa do it right, you fall in love with the strategy of it. So I'm a convert. I came from an American League city, and I worked in Kansas City, I worked in Baltimore, grew up in Detroit, came here. Got to say, I like the National League rules. See, I'm going to go against you here, and I'm going to catch flack for it. I often do. I would rather have the National League adopt the DH, and for one of the reasons being that I'm not all that thrilled about watching pitchers attempt to hit. No offense to Adam Wainwright, Silver Slugger, and all that. He's one of the few who are decent at it. And there are times this year where Adam Wainwright batting would look better than some of the Cardinals. I'll give him that if he was healthy. But I think when you look at the kind of the exhaustion with strikeouts and kind of the stagnant baseball, one way to help get rid of that is to eliminate the pitcher from hitting. And I also just really have a hard time with the fact that you have a Major League Baseball as a whole that operates for the same prize, being the World Series, and you have two such radically different constructions of teams going on. I'm surprised it's lasted this long, and I'm surprised that more people haven't said what's really going on here sooner. You know, I think to your point, we've seen the National League style of play become pretty much the American League style. It's a power game now. We don't see a lot of running. Guys try to bunt, and usually not very well. Even the pitchers not very well. So I do think what made the National League game distinctive has eroded anyways, to your point. So we've seen the true outcome baseball that we're in right now. So maybe that's convincing owners, although Bill DeWitt's not one of them, to start thinking more about the DH. Another
thing is the players, I think, are going to be for it because it creates more jobs, especially older guys who are maybe not as good in the field or on the base paths. They're going to be more able to stick around longer with the DH. So I think the union at some point will get on board for it. But I do wonder, if there's one thing that slows it down, is it that you're starting to see maybe a Shohei Ohtani here and there with a pitcher who wants to do both. I don't know why baseball ever got to the point where pitchers stopped hitting, but it gets to that point in kind of the specialization where all of a sudden they just don't pay any attention to it, or not enough. And I think that's where it's either got to change. If you're going to have the pitchers hitting for the future, then you got to have the pitchers actually be able to hit. And Shohei Ohtani is so fascinating when he's healthy. He's been hurt, but a guy who can do it both. And more guys should be able to do that because growing up, your best pitchers are your best hitters. They're your best athletes. At some point along the way, something got broken, and I don't know that it's going to get fixed in time to stop the DH.
It would take so many years to get kids back on track so that little Timmy can be a total baseball player, not just a hard-throwing lefty.
Bring in the DH, Gordo.
All right.
Make it happen. All right. I'll respond to each one of your hate emails accordingly and tell you to keep it locked on STLtoday.com for all of your Cardinals coverage and MLB across the board. For Jeff Gordon, I'm Ben Frederickson. We'll catch you next time on Inside Pitch.